Button's been pushed. So
And we are live.
Alright. So, last left off, the party had gotten the shit kicked out of them. So they decide. Yep. And they decide to go just back to the beach to see what's going on. When they got there, the stealthy people went ahead so as not to be noticed, and found that the Knights of the Scale have completely taken over the beachhead, setting up a camp and whatnot.
We also discovered that the forest was moving.
The forest was moving?
These trees were not where they once were.
I'll get to that in a moment. Jeez. The party moved back. Well, the scouts moved back to tell the party of what they found at the beachfront. After leaving for a bit, they ran into a mysterious figure who talked to them for a while, and never gave his name, but told them that he's got some supply caches hidden around the world that, if they wanted to, they could try and find.
Basically a Far Cry side quest.
Yeah, basically. He also...
Just not a Far Cry.
He also kind of put forth the idea that maybe they should try talking to the Knights of the Scale. So they turn around and start making their way back to the beach, upon which the more perceptive and nature-inclined people notice that they somehow became lost in the forest, which shouldn't be possible with their skill sets, leaving them to believe that trees are moving, before the ground fell apart beneath their feet and they all plummeted into the darkness. When they got a hold of their senses, they found that they had fallen into some kind of man-made structure that the landslide behind them had blocked any way out back the way they came. Thanks to some very creative uses of spells, they are able to force their way out of this area without having to deal with any of the major threats lying deeper within. Afterwards, they made their way to the beach and basically turned themselves into the Knights of the Scale, who accepted their surrender, took all of their stuff again, and handcuffed them before taking them to a tent, because it was the middle of the night and they didn't want to deal with their shit right now. So we'll start off with everybody gets the effects of a long rest.
Uncomfortable long rest, but one nonetheless.
Yeah.
Still counts.
Always counts.
So yeah. Hmm. Don't all speak at once.
I was just giving everybody a chance
Yeah,
to
I was
Yeah.
gonna
do
say.
their shit.
I was like, well,
Yeah.
there's nothing to speak on.
Oh, I was like, I'm looking at your guys' tokens. Like, one of you guys are still really.
What are you talking about?
All right. So, in your tent, you are all rudely awakened by a knight, kind of not like forcibly kicking you awake, just kind of like nudging you with his.
I figured you'd probably go with like 10-foot pole and just start jabbing us awake.
He's too lazy to find a 10-foot pole to jab you with, so he's just gonna use his foot. And he said, "All right, the prosecutor wants to speak with you guys. Who would like to go first?"
Oh, like individually?
Yes.
Uh-huh. She's just kind of looking at everybody.
Not everyone speak up at once.
I'll go.
I'll go next after him.
All right. And the knight will unlatch you from the like pole that you're all kind of chained to in the middle of the tent, and then start leading you out of that tent. And you can see that it is the camp on the beach is set at work. You don't you see a lot more people kind of buzzing around now, although not many more. Although as you are following the night that woke you up, you kind of get like the sense that some people went out into the forest to try and like gather food and whatnot. And the knight will lead you to the largest tent. And when you walk in, you see the prosecutor sitting at a makeshift table in the center of the tent with another gentleman next to her, which you recognize as the interpreter from last night. So, the prosecutor starts signing, to which the interpreter says, "Prosecutor Veers has asked you here because she would like to get to the bottom of what happened on the ship."
What would you like to know?
Well, first of all, how did you and the other prisoners get free of your magical restraints?
I still don't fully understand that myself. All I know is we were sitting there and the collars and chains just fell off. I looked around, I didn't see anybody look like they had done anything, but that's just what happened.
Hmm. And what? Hmm. What caused the spirits to start attacking the crew.
How am I supposed to know? I was below deck. We got attacked at the same time you guys did.
I would like you to make a persuasion check.
Oh, joy.
All right. Some of the knights have claimed that your party attacked them. How do I want to say this? What is your version of the story?
We came up saying that we were going to assist in the fighting of whatever was attacking the boat, and some of the guards started threatening us, and we reiterated many times that we were not here to harm them, we were only here to help against the spirits. And the guards attacked us, and some of us inadvertently retaliated. But, I mean, we had told them and warned them many times that, you know, we are here to help. We're fighting the spirits, not you. And they still wound up attacking us.
Alright. Hold on a second, I need to plug in my headset.
Am I coming in too low? I mean, everybody can hear me good, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
It's just
Just
my
checking.
mic.
Okay, I was just trying to make sure it wasn't my mic.
No, I
fine.
totally my fault. I totally forgot to charge my headset since
Ah.
Monday, and
Ah.
it just started yelling at me that it was about to shut down. I'm like, fuck. All right. So sorry. Did
No
hear
worries.
everything you said though.
You did? Okay.
I'll say that will require another persuasion check.
Fuck.
Hmm.
You have a thing you can do to add to that?
Not while his hands are bound.
Right.
Also, it'd be kind of suspicious if he just decided to cast a spell in their face when he's
Yeah.
kind of being interrogated.
Hmm.
Just a little.
Nah, I think it's fine. You should go for it.
Okay. No.
You see the prosecutor look down at a large book in front of her, and then start signing. You are this Zaris person, is that correct?
Yes.
Weren't you purple before?
Yes.
Gotta ask those hard-hitting questions.
Is there a reason why you changed your outward appearance?
Yes. There is some people that are looking for me, and I would rather not be found. And it is not because I did something bad, it's because they did something bad and they want to kill me because I witnessed it.
And this is the cult group that you're tied to?
No. I am not involved in any way, shape, or form with any cult.
If it's not a cult, then what is it?
What is what? The people after me?
Yes.
Basically guards from a town that assassinated a high-level official that I saw killed. And
right.
they were after me because I saw them kill them. They are guards as well, working for that town.
All right. Another persuasion check, please.
I mean, like, that should definitely be your priority.
Motherfucker.
Average.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Zaris. You can take him back now. Bring the next one. And you are led back to the group.
I like it.
Alrighty.
You'd love it that the 9 charisma characters going up next.
It's fine.
All right, so a couple minutes later, the knight comes back with Zaris. He doesn't look like he's been thrashed around at all, so that's a good sign. And the knight says, "All right, who's next?"
The Zephyr will motion to be like, I'll go next. Which is ironic considering when he speaks, there's no mouth. So it's just audio coming from a direction.
You see the knight kind of take a second to figure out where the sound is coming from, and then
I'm like, over here. Over here. Me. This guy.
oh, the machine thing.
The construct.
I'd say person. You can use that, you know.
One
Yes,
second.
the person.
Yeah. One moment. You see the knight leave, and then like a minute later, comes back. You're like, all right, sure, the construct. Why not?
If he could, if he could twitch, he would. Be like, all right, I'm coming.
All right, and he will unhook you from the pole and take you as well. Um. You walk in and Zephyr, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception for Zephyr. Let's see.
Oh, yours is probably pretty high. That's what I'm asking.
15.
Oh, really? I thought it would be higher. All right, never mind.
I just have a +5 and did not take like observant or alert or anything.
You're not proficient though.
Till next level.
Okay. So yeah, you walk in to the tent as well. They're going to ask you the same first two questions about the restraints and then the spirits. Are you going to tell the truth just like Zaris?
Got no reason to lie to them.
All right, then roll me a persuasion check.
This will be fun. And slightly better.
All right. So the prosecutor looks at the book, then starts signing. What do you refer to yourself as again?
Free. And I, despite what many people think, identify as a person.
Sure, okay. See her scribbled something down next to something that was already written on a different page before flipping back to her current page. So, what exactly are you?
What I've been told, I'm wood and metal, given...
No, not what you're made of. What are you?
That is a good question.
You don't know?
I would say... I've been told I've been told by my mentor that I have a soul, so I would say a person.
See her scribble something else down. And who is your mentor?
It would be one... What did I put? Arden? They give me a... Didn't really have a last name. He was kind of a hermit.
Hmm. All right. What? So,
Gives the prosecutor
some
like, what
kind
the
of
fuck?
construct with a soul, which you think makes you a person. That's fine. I'm not one to define someone else's perceptions of themselves. Do you have goals, aspirations, hobbies? I don't know.
I would say I'm quite good with herbalism. That would be my hobby. My goals at the moment would be to not be for... I would like to be able to live and integrate with society and, you know, live a semi-normal life. There's the academic study, do some philosophy, you know, that sort of thing.
All right. Well, if you survive the trip, I might gain a couple of those. See her scribble something else in the book before finally signing. All right. Send it back. Bring me the next one.
I heard that too. I just wasn't going to say anything.
You know, people-wise, it's like, I am a person.
But this has been like a really like fun week of making fun of like construct-like characters.
It's
Because
been,
like
it's been a week.
Garrus is
making fun
twitching
of this
too.
one, and then there's Garrus on Monday, who people keep on thinking is a statue. And in my Thursday game, there's a guy that got reanimated as an ice sculpture.
Nice.
And when he went to go talk to a bunch of mages at the Mage Academy, they thought he was someone's thesis.
Oh my god. That's great.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, I was real proud of myself on that one.
Oh man, that's a good one.
I feel like it's just intrinsic that you always give a hard time to the Warforged, because we do it in my Sunday game too. We give
Nice.
Arsenal all kinds of crap.
I think
He
I'm
called
pretty sure
himself
Zephyri's not making that
Arsenal.
prosecutor's
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure Zephyr's not making that prosecutor's paperwork easy. It's like, fuck, I gotta deal with a philosopher warforged.
It's more like going back to Gollum question mark and writing person question mark.
Person.
All right.
What do we got with this one? I'm not sure.
What a bunch of a-holes. All right.
That is us. Yes.
So
Yes.
Very unusual family.
Zephyr gets brought back to the tent. And the knight says, "All right, who's next?"
I'll go next.
Is that
No, yeah,
that Amity?
yeah, the Amity, yeah.
Okay. And he will unhook you and lead you to the big tent as well. What's your passive perception?
11.
Okay.
It's not good.
What are we all missing?
You guys are not very perceptive.
We are not a perceptive group.
Yeah.
be fair,
Just to make sure,
next level.
Zaris, what was your passive perception? Just in case I should have told you. Joe.
It won't
Does he
matter. I'm
speak?
right up there with Amity.
Okay.
I have my mic muted.
Cool.
Sorry.
Don't you mean down there?
Oh.
No,
Oh,
it's right up there.
Ayo.
All right. So, Amity, you are brought forth in front of the prosecutor. Again, they ask you the same first two questions, so you can just roll your persuasion check because I'm assuming you're telling the truth as well.
Come on, just lie. Just do it.
Bam.
She's very charming.
And you are Amity, short
Mm-hmm.
for amethyst.
Yeah.
And looks like we picked you up for selling faulty magic items.
Which I wasn't doing, but sure.
So you still claim that your magic items worked.
Of course they worked.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Amity out here being persuasive as fuck.
Yeah, goddamn.
She's like, I'm very confident in my magic item making skill.
All right. You see her kind of front page and write a note, and then she reaches into a bag in and pulls out an object and plates it on the table, and she says, well, she signs, "Do you recognize this?" And you look at it, and you do recognize it. It is one half of a pair of sending stones that your mentor had made that you remembered selling to some adventurers a week or so before you got arrested.
Yeah, that's my ascending stone that I.
She signs. Why don't you pick it up and try using it?
Okay, I will.
All right. What do you say into the sending stone?
I'll just be like, testing.
All right. You speak into the sending stone, and then the mouth on the sending stone starts to move in order to reply, and It's just a very loud, very very graphic song about it would it would be like a song about you, but not like enough to like not anything like too personal, just like making fun of you like as a person,
Rude.
basically. But it's very very loud.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yes, it seems that these sending stones, whoever tries to use them, are met with a strange form of feedback, debasing whoever tried to use it. One of the adventurers that was using it had snuck into a giant encampment and tried to use it, and it gave their position away and they died.
Oh. Great.
You were not aware that the item functioned like this when you sold it?
No, and we tested them out. It worked fine.
Make a persuasion check.
She is confident.
God damn.
All
Good
right.
girl.
See her write a note. I was like, all right, that's enough. You can take her back now. Bring the next one.
She's just gonna do like a little humph as she leaves.
All right. Amity is brought back. And who's next?
I'll
Gail and I
go.
are, like, sitting here, like, dun dun. dun,
Reluctantly. Reluctantly will go.
Ramona will say, I can go if you
Yeah!
wanna take a moment.
Get her under the bus!
All right. Ramona leaves. 5 minutes later, she comes back.
Shit.
What the hell?
Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
All right.
About to say, you had an
Vanya-
extra 5 minutes.
Vanya's next.
Yep.
Saving the drow for last.
Hey.
All right. Vanya, you are brought into the prosecutor's tent. What's your passive perception?
14.
All right. You are asked the same first two questions. How do you plead?
I tell the truth.
All right, roll persuasion.
Persuasion.
All right. So you are Vanya.
Yes.
And how long have you been a cultist?
Straight to the point.
I had been a cultist for the better part of my life up until now. I was taken as a child.
Make a persuasion check. You see the prosecutor nod and write another note into the book. And what made you want to leave this cult that you're a part of?
I realized that they were doing shitty things and they were making me do things I did not agree with, and that their practice was harming people that did not deserve to be harmed, and that I was only aiding in creating more young children like me that got taken from their homes too young.
All right, make a persuasion check.
Doing so good
All
until
downhill.
this point.
No one else feel like Mike is like adjusting the DC depending on our responses.
I mean, I can't pass with a 6 regardless, so
Yeah,
He still failed.
no.
that was a pretty big question, and doesn't matter how big the sob story is, 6 doesn't cut it.
6 will not cut it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you see the prosecutor squint at you a bit. She says, well, she signs, and where would the main headquarters of this cult be on the continent of Wildmount?
The sect I served is gone. I made sure of that when I left. Would I know where like a bigger like central gathering of it would be? I guess after like 20 years, probably.
Actually, no.
No? Okay.
You weren't really part of like the higher up cultists, so you wouldn't know where their main kind of areas were. Plus the whole nature of cultists, like they probably move around a lot, so just kind of like to avoid suspicion.
Yeah.
So
Come to find out, she's just been a janitor for their cult.
The sect I served is gone. I made sure of that when I left. And I was not high enough up to know where my betters, my higher ups, would have been. They move around too much for me to have known.
persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
God damn it.
Hey, you're
That
doing a
was
little
a-
better.
Still be a wild one of mine.
All right. Finally, last question. Who did this cult worship?
The Prince of Beasts. I prefer not to speak his true name.
It's kind of like a knowing nod in response, and then she signs. You can take her back. Bring the last one. And honey, you are brought back to the tent, and the knight looks at you, Rowan, and says, "All right, let's go."
Yeah, go. With reluctance.
Cranky girls.
You're the rebel girls in the back of the tent.
Yep. Yeah, we
Sitting
are.
there with our arms crossed, even though we can't really do that in handcuffs, but trying our best. Like,
We're doing our best.
There's Zephyr sort of like humming a pseudo like Jeopardy-like theme.
All right, Rowan, you are. As soon as you step out of the prisoner tent, you're just kind of like hit with a wave of grogginess as the sun just beats down on you. Like, oh god.
I'm both happy and like not happy because I'm like,
Yeah.
yay, my God's love, and then I'm like, oh, but I forgot how much this hurts.
Why do you love so hard?
Yeah.
Why
I'm
does
just
your love
squinting.
hurt so
I'm
much?
like, I have like my bound hand sort of like kind of over my eyes, and I'm like kind of squinting.
It's like, why does my God's love hurt so much?
All right. And you are brought into the tense relief of the prosecutor's tent. And they ask you the first two questions again. So if you're
I lie. No, I'm just joking.
All right, rebel without a cause.
it was me. I killed all of them.
I let out the ghosts. My ghosts. And I then punched it. But,
And then
you
I
know,
punched all the ghosts.
Yeah. So, uno, dos. Oh, I also have a 17 passive perception if that does anything.
Ooh, just short.
Damn it!
Of course.
DC
Wow.
was 18.
This
Yep.
is bullshit.
Man,
I was gonna make it 20, but I'm like, 20's a little too high. 15's too low. Let's
Even with a
18.
15, I would have been the only person who would have seen it, so it really wasn't
Someone
that
else had
low.
a 15. Yeah,
I had 15.
Oh,
yeah,
right, no,
Sophie
yeah,
had a
that's had a
15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
I had taken proficiency in perception.
I'm a +7. I have failed you. Or I guess you have failed me. Anyway, sorry.
I mean, yeah, because you were one short of spotting the other guy too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Man, you were just
Just right under the barrel there.
yep. Just every time perception check, just one short of the DC. Even when it's gonna be something like really easy, like DC 12. 11? God damn it.
Really? Why you gotta poke us out?
Alright. So, there's kind of like a long silence before finally. So, our reports say that there aren't a lot of drow on the western coast of Wildmount. How did you make your way so far west?
I am traveling with part of my church.
Your church?
Yes.
The Church of the Spider Queen?
No. Why in the world would I be doing that above ground? For
Because
payment.
you're a drow?
I do not worship the Spider Queen.
Then who do you worship?
The Dawnfather.
Really?
Yes. And I'll reach up and pull out my little thing that I had tucked underneath my tunic that I got to keep. My little symbol of the Dawnfather.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Yes.
Okay. How did you become a follower of the Dawnfather?
When I was younger, I was found by some monks, and they trained me to become one of them. And I became a Fist of Baelor, and I traveled the world, helping others and doing what is right.
How young were you when they found you?
Give me a second.
Checking your elven age.
She's
Going
not that
through the
old.
story.
She's really not that old though.
I mean, it would definitely explain the rowdiness if you were like a teenager in elf years.
She's technically she's technically a teenager. She's pretty young for an elf. It's been 24 and a half years that I have been with the monks of Valor.
And how old are you now?
How old are you?
Oh boy.
I'm
You don't
not
have-
the one being interviewed at the moment.
Well, I'd be more inclined to give out my own age if I knew yours. Both of you.
You see the guy kind of like they like going like what the fuck and like look to the prosecutor. Clarity. Um. Early signs. I am 33 years old. The adjudicator is 26.
I'm 49.
That's a bit
Damn.
young for an elf, don't you think?
I don't exactly get to choose when I was born, so I am what I am. Do I need to confirm my drowness to you in some way, since this is the reason for my arrest?
You have a way of doing that?
No, I was more just trying to be snarky, but it didn't really work.
That's a shame. I was ready to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm not from Wildmount. For all I know, there are dark-skinned elves on Wildmount that are not drow.
I feel like that would have taken a lot to convince you. I am who I am.
It doesn't matter anymore. That will be all. Thank you.
Why
And
did
then-
you arrest me for being a drow?
Well, drow are corrupted elves who follow one of the betrayer gods. Not good to have a follower of the betrayal gods running around.
But I have just told you that I do not follow a betrayer god, so what does that mean for me?
We will let you know when we have come to a decision.
So you are just throwing me in with all of my kin because of what some of them do?
Like I said, I haven't made a decision yet.
Well. Kayla, are you cutting your nails? All I can hear is like, nip.
I was hoping that it was all far. I thought I had my mic muted. I'm sorry.
Was I right? Are you cutting your nails?
Sorry, I didn't know.
Just snip, snip.
I
Way
got
to stream, everyone.
Sorry.
Oh boy.
Highly professional D&D streaming player.
Definitely thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Rowan will just give them both a small bow and just say to them, well, hopefully the Dawnfather will guide you in the right direction. And turn to leave.
All right. And you are led back to the tent.
So,
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
Rowan arrives at the tent, so yeah. Any talking between
That
the
was
party?
fun.
Go ahead.
so maybe like, I think that went rather well.
Yeah, real well.
Yeah.
A very deep philosophical discussion with her.
Was everybody asked the same questions?
Mm.
At the beginning?
I think
As
the
I
first
asked
two.
the same questions.
I think the first two were probably the same for all of us.
Yeah.
All I know is I had to, shall we say, have an interesting conversation about what I am and who I am.
I mean, I'm also very interested in that, so that's understandable.
As far as you can put down in whatever book you've been writing in, I'm a person.
I didn't say you weren't. I just don't know if you're like a soul that was put into that body, or it's
If you
very
can
interesting.
If you can find that answer before I do, I will gladly take you up on that discussion.
Cool.
As far as I know, I was put in here because of how I am.
You and me both.
Yeah, I think that's a commonality among some of us.
I think one of the magic items I made were corrupted or something.
How do you know this?
I tried it. She had it. It killed some adventurers. I mean, inadvertently. I don't make things that kill people usually.
I was gonna say, you probably should have started that sentence off a little bit. I just made something that murdered like a group of people. No big.
It's fine.
Cyrus would like an insight check on that.
Go for it.
Like that.
Because he's curious. He believes
I
you.
will also remind you that you didn't make it. Your teacher made it.
I helped.
I was there in the room.
I was around.
I mean, if you want to take more responsibility on the thing that killed somebody, then yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
Wow, you
I love
could've-
that. I love that hashtag trauma life.
Wow, you didn't throw somebody under the bus to save your own skin.
Hashtag trauma life.
I mean, with those insight checks, I seem to be truthful.
Alright, I believe her for now.
Well, I definitely believe her.
Yeah, so that was weird, but I mean, they worked fine when we tested them out. Whatever, I guess.
Well, it was clearly not your doing.
Anything? Anyone else have anything exciting happen?
No, other than the fact that I made her change some paperwork.
Other than the usual of having to defend myself for not being like my fellow cousins, well, nothing new, I guess. Apparently, as soon as you're a drow, you just automatically are brainwashed to the following laws for the rest of your life, and nothing you can do or say will ever change anybody's mind.
Stereotypes suck, huh?
Tell me about it.
I don't think I need to.
No, it just sounded right to say at the time.
Okay.
All right. So, a couple hours go by as you're all sitting there waiting. At some point in the afternoon, a couple of knights show up, and without really saying anything, they just start uncuffing all of you guys.
Oh,
What's going on?
This is interesting.
They do not respond and just finish uncuffing you and then leave.
Mage armor, just because.
great, thanks.
I'm just gonna stand up and stretch because we've probably been sitting for a couple hours.
I'll also cast Mage Armor.
What do you need to stretch?
That's a good point.
He just does it so everybody else feels more comfortable about him being like, God.
Force of habit because you gotta make yourself seem more.
Hey guys, he's just like us.
More personable.
As-
Okay, Data.
As he's stretching, I'm using thaumaturgy to make it sound like the metal creaking sounds, like the Tin Man.
Just because.
Jeffrey flips you off.
You don't know it's me.
I'm gonna go to the flap of the tent and sort of like push it to the side a little bit and look outside. Is there anybody there?
You push the tent flap to the side, and other than once you get past the initial flare of
Yeah.
sunlight to the face, you look outside to see the prosecutor standing there waiting outside.
I take it you want us to come out?
She nods.
I
Glad
will-
they told us.
Step outside.
I will follow Rowan.
Yeah, I'll follow too.
Let's go.
I guess.
So, you all start making your way out of the tent.
You're all found guilty.
Yes, we uncuffed you so that we can kill you. What?
They wanted to give us a sporting chance.
Run. You have 2 minutes.
Oh god.
Seen
Yeah.
enough TV.
When you all get outside, she starts citing. Some of you have been absolved of any guilt. The rest of you is still unclear. However, we do find ourselves in uncertain situation where every bit of manpower can be useful. So we are going to put you all to work around the camp, and then
Rowan's gonna raise her hand.
she points to you.
Who among us have been absolved? I think some of us would like to know.
That is a very good question.
That's not important at the moment, as if everyone is able to show they are cooperative, then the rest of you will be absolved as well.
So work, cooperate, and we may be free to go.
I mean, free to go really doesn't mean anything right now.
So
Very
what
true.
kind of work do you want us
Especially
to
out
do?
here.
Well, first things first, we need to gather resources for the trip west. Then, once we leave, I know some of you are well acquainted with the natural world.
I like to think a bunch of us just kind of turn to like Vanya and Zephyr, like.
I guess it is true.
It is what I do.
Yes.
Do you
Well, we
kind
will
of have a
be
connection?
relying on you all for being guides, scouts, general work around the company, stuff like that. Pretty much just whatever we need in the moment to help out. Everyone needs to be a team player if we're all going to get through this alive.
Rowan's gonna put her hand up again.
She points to you again.
She has manners, okay?
I love her. She's perfect at everyone.
Hush, Joe. Okay.
I said
Not the
nothing.
same
I
thing.
said nothing.
You were thinking it though.
That's you don't know
I
that.
was thinking it.
She gestures to you, Rowan.
If it's possible, I do much better at night. So if you would like me at to my fullest capacity, the darker the better.
By the way, does anybody know where we are?
God damn it, Joe.
What was that, Zephyr? I didn't catch the end of that.
He'll be like, does anyone actually know where we are in relation to where we were going?
We have some idea as to where we are. Where we were going was the center of our church's power, which is on a continent to the west. We were going to sail south from Wildmount, go around this middle continent, and then make our way home. However, the storm made things a bit difficult, and we crash landed on the east coast. So, we are going to have to travel through this continent to get to the west coast. We have allies among some elves on the west coast.
Does this said continent have a name?
The elves refer to it as Guasar,
Sir.
which any of you that speak Elvish,
They speak Elvish.
I got that.
It roughly translates to the Fields of Joy.
Is where we are, or that's where we're going?
Both.
She kind of like a so motion. Like, it's unclear whether Guastar is the name of their country or if this whole continent is called.
Can you
So.
spell that in a chat somewhere?
Sure.
I'm just gonna say
As soon as people stop typing in Discord, so I can get to the fucking text thing. Oh my
It'll be like,
god, so many notifications.
like
Just say you always type it
there
in
you
roll
go.
20.
Thanks.
That's what else? Notifications pop up right over the text
Oh.
chat thing for Roll20.
Move it to the other side.
Zephyr's gonna be like,
Thank you.
yeah, he'll be like, despite its translation, this place isn't very joyful.
There have been some nice places, but yeah, for the most part, not so joyful.
Just saying, the tiger people were not fun or happy.
Not at all.
That's true.
The ruins were not exactly a trip friggin' fields.
What ruins?
Some ruins with some snake iconography. He sort of points in the general direction.
If I had to make a guess, I would know what direction we came from, right?
Yeah,
I just didn't write it down in my notes.
Same here.
roughly like west by southwest. Yeah.
There were some ruins to the west that, if I had to make a guess, were connected to the cloaked serpent. It
And by the
almost
way,
seemed like a tomb of some kind.
I think I should mention this at a time if we venture into the woods. The trees seem to be moving to some extent. Just letting you know, prosecutor.
Yeah, it was odd. We also entered this tomb through a hole that just suddenly opened up.
Came in through the roof because uneven ground.
We're not entirely sure what happened.
That was one of our friends got crushed by a boulder.
That is a bit disconcerting. We might want to check it out just to make sure it's not a serious problem.
You could tell it was empty.
I recommend taking
Tombs
someone that
often are.
I recommend taking someone that might be able to detect and/or dispel magic.
Agreed.
Same here.
What was
better
the
traps.
You just don't go in there at all and leave that tomb be.
I would advise that. Well, there was some writing that we saw that said that if we disturbed his rest, would be cursed eternally, and that does not sound enjoyable.
That's true.
Also very.
That tomb was also quite adverse to my symbol of Palor. I highly doubt all of you walking in there with your lawbearer iconography would make that place very happy.
Side question to prosecutor: you wouldn't happen to have seen some goggles wash up on the beach at any point, would you?
What was that? I didn't catch that. You were coming in and out for me.
As I realized, the prosecutor, you wouldn't happen to have seen some goggles wash up on the beach, would you?
Goggles?
Two pieces of glass that are
I know
held
what
together.
goggles are.
Well,
Inside.
because I did kind of spend quite a bit of gold on them. I was just wondering if you'd seen them wash up on the shore. Help me see.
What he's trying to say is that we're all still missing some things that would help us do our job easier if we were to help around camp.
That were taken from us.
Oh, you're referring to your magical accessories.
Yes.
Yes.
Those.
When you have proven that you can be trusted, they will be returned to you.
You still have them. That's good to know.
Yes, we found the items on the beach when we were setting up camp.
We probably just missed them too.
Probably.
Probably very obvious if we just missed it.
So what is our plan now?
Well, first we're going to gather resources. When I'm comfortable with the amount of resources that we have, we start making the trek to the west and eventually find the elves. Although I am taking your warnings into consideration, I can't exactly ignore a tomb to a follower of the Cloaked Serpent. Can only imagine what dark forces are lying in wait for their master to return.
Kind of left to rot, sort of thing. It was kind of abandoned. Not
I was
very well
gonna say,
maintained.
by what we saw, like, did it look like other people had been in there in the last decade, or did it look like super undisturbed?
It looked super undisturbed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The just because one of their followers it has died and been left to rot doesn't necessarily mean that they're not a threat anymore. The Cloaked Serpent is known for its rejuvenation abilities past the point of death.
It was a different
Oh,
god.
by the way, that was me talking, not the prosecutor. Sorry. And she was kind of also like listening to him and then just nods.
I think we all assumed that the prosecutor didn't just up and decide to start speaking there randomly. Like, oh hey guys,
Sorry.
by the way, I can actually use words.
Just assume that everything is coming through through the interpreter.
Safe bet, I think.
Shall we get started then? Sitting on our asses in the sunlight, not doing anything.
Well, if there's nothing else the party would like to speak about, then you will be put to work.
Okay.
What of our stuff do we currently have?
Do we?
Do we
I
have
imagine
anything?
Like,
Did we get any of our stuff back, like that they took from us when we turned ourselves in?
Everything but weapons.
so we have our focuses and all that fun stuff.
Well, I guess weapons and spell focuses, because spell focus is like a weapon for a mage.
Very true.
Yay.
If I'm going to help in resource gathering, I will require a weapon at some point.
Well,
that I promise
Wait.
to return upon my arrival back into camp.
We will provide one for you when the need arises.
Rowan sort of happily smirks to herself as she like cracks her knuckles on both hands.
I am a weapon.
Can't take my fists.
Can't take my fist.
I love monks.
I know.
You say that, but I almost cut the hands off of a player on Tuesday.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Why would
you
you
could
say that?
with prosthetic hands.
It was more of like a joke offer, but he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I'm like, "Wait, really?"
It was pretty funny.
I'd be like, I will aid with anything medicinal, nature, earning any survival expertise.
All right. So, jumping forward a little bit, you guys spend the next week and a half or so helping the Knights of the Scale gather resources and whatnot. When the prosecutor was satisfied with the amount, she ordered the knights to start packing up, which you all helped with. And once everything was ready to go, you all left, headed west into the forest.
A roll for random encounters.
You do stop by the ruins well, you try to stop by at the ruins on your way out. However, um, when you take the knights to that general area where the ruins were, you have a hard time finding where the ruins actually were placed within the forest. And after a couple hours of looking around, uh, the prosecutor eventually decided that it was not worth the trouble.
I did tell her that the forest was moving around.
Rowan mutters some like hallelujahs under her breath in Undercommon.
Well, with no other real reason to stay on the East Coast, the party with the Knights of the Scale start their long trek deeper into this unknown land. And that is where we're going to take a quick break. Come back in about like 5-10 minutes.
5
And
Cool,
several
sounds
weeks
good.
will have passed.
5 minutes. 5. Y'all don't need 10-minute breaks. What are you doing? Making a meal?
Maybe.
Doing my taxes with H&R
What are they saying?
Block. No.
Wait, we're past that point.
Shit!
Inside checks.
Josh, didn't you
Fuck,
do
I
your
forgot to do my
taxes?
taxes.
I did them before taxes.
Didn't you
were
say you
due.
did your taxes on stream?
No. Not on stream.
I forget
What
who
I
said
said.
that.
And we're back.
All right. So, you guys travel with the Knights of the Scale for about 2.5 weeks.
Only 2.5 weeks.
No, you've been
Yes, we
traveling
haven't
for 5 years.
I'm surprised
Some of
we
you
have
have
not
started
gotten sick of each other
families.
yet.
I would
Each
like to
other?
know who.
Oh. So yeah, it's been 2.5 weeks.
Surprised we haven't gotten sick of each other.
Maybe you
There
have.
have been. What was that, Josh?
But maybe you have.
Yeah, maybe you have. I don't fucking know. Been some tense moments between some of the knights and you guys, but it's quickly been diffused by like either you guys just being perfect little prisoners, or
Decent
a
human
higher
beings.
up, or like a higher up knight being nearby and cutting that and telling them to cut that shit out.
Being a decent humanoid being.
Most of these tense moments are caused by a particularly scarred knight.
That one guy with the
I don't know what
vendetta.
you're talking about.
No idea who we mean.
Not my problem.
Guy who had the vendetta against us survive.
Yes,
Like,
because I felt like it.
Good. I'm
the
glad.
fact is, like, Zephyr would have probably been like, if he's still hurt, I will give him aid.
You're not supposed to give him AIDS.
Oh my god.
You know, medicinal fucking.
Do you even have fluids?
I don't want to hear the answer.
It's just oil and sap.
According to Warforged, they do have veins, like vein-like things that run through their
Vein-like things. That's good for
body. Vein-like body that do have a blood-like substance. So I do bleed.
Can it bleed?
But do you?
Then we can
bleed?
kill it.
If Amity
Alright.
would like to ask that, I can gladly explain that to her.
No, she's good.
She's like, nah, don't need to know about the fluid.
No, I'll figure that out later.
Oh, will you?
Like I would.
Giggity.
I don't know.
So, after you guys have been traveling for about 2.5 weeks, I will say that it has been kind of slow travel. You've gotten a count of how many knights there are in this group. There's about 50 of them.
Oof. Wow. Good thing we didn't
Yep.
fight him, huh?
Yeah.
We could have gotten our asses handed
So-
to us.
50 knights, about 50 knights, not 50 specifically, but yeah. It does require a lot of food and water, as well as many of them are wearing some heavy metal armor. So,
I mean, the
Trudging-
metal.
trudging through the jungle is often a very hard time on the knights. So a lot of you guys are kind of sent out ahead as scouts. Sometimes you have problems, sometimes don't. It's on one of these kind of scouting missions that you guys are on, where we're gonna pick back up. You kind of like stopped at a river to refill your water skins and the heat of the jungle. There's a couple of knights with you guys. A couple of the more kind of sturdy knights that can handle the heat even in their armor came with you. And it's at this point where you guys are at the river when you notice one of the knights starts freaking out a bit.
Do we know his name?
I mean, there's 50 of them, so I doubt we know everybody's name.
I mean, it's been a while.
I'm a little hesitant giving him a name because then I'll feel bad about killing him later.
Do it.
That's
But
why
if
you
you
name him
want
Jim,
to.
and we make him the red shirt.
He's
He's wearing the red armor.
Yeah, he's got plot armor. He's fine.
I will say their names are Roy and Stella.
I thought you were gonna do Roy and then Jabiv.
Jibiv.
Jabiv.
Stella
One's
has,
Roy,
like, the
one's
deepest
G,
voice.
and then one's Biv.
Picturing Stella has like the deepest voice.
All right,
For some reason, a Russian accent.
So who's freaking out?
Why
Roy
are
or
they freaking
Stella?
out?
Roy is freaking out.
Why is Roy freaking out?
What's wrong, Roy?
He's
You're literally about to kill him right here, right now. Like
he's freaking out because as you guys come running up to see what the fuck's going on, he points to a point on the ground and he says, Jabif, he's dead.
I hate you so much.
I needed a third name, and you gave me that, so there you go. Jabif,
I like
he's
to think
dead
it's like
on the
G
ground.
apostrophe Biv. Gabiv there.
As you look where he's pointing, you don't see anything on the ground.
Nothing there, man.
Roy,
Looking
are you
out over
sure
nothing.
this is not the heat? Are you okay? Do you need more water?
I can see him. He's right there. He's blood everywhere, maggots, flesh rotting. You don't see that?
A medicine check to see if he's hallucinating?
If I walk over and kick where he's pointing, do I hit anything?
Sorry, what was the question?
I said if I walk over and kick in the area he's pointing in, do I like hit anything?
You don't. And he says, it's like, well, don't do that. That's disrespectful. And now he's kind of like running over to a different part of the ground. And you kind of get the sense where he runs. It's as if you had kicked a body, that's where it would have rolled.
Jesus, I didn't know I kicked so hard. Holy shit!
Can I
Can I
do,
use detect
It
magic?
yeeted a body like across the fucking field.
do some detect magic? I'll be doing some medicine. I want to check to see if he's hallucinating.
You said you're casting detect magic, Zaris?
Yes.
And that's something you can just do at will, right? You don't need to
Yes.
like ritual cast it or anything.
At will.
So jealous.
All right. What's the range on that?
It is 30 feet.
30 feet.
Yes, 30
If
feet.
you can detect it, I'll dispel it. I'm gonna medicine the fuck out of
Sorry,
his
I was replying to a message.
All right.
You cast your detect magic, as a 4th level spell for some reason.
Yeah, I had no option other than spell or.
I
ritual
know
to give
it's
me the
it's
option.
a weird thing with the warlock sheets. I know.
Yeah.
And you detect on him. There's nothing on the ground that he's looking at. But radiating from Roy, you get a aura of illusion magic. And actually, as you look up, you can see 3 other auras of illusion magic in the trees, next to what looks to be a gorilla that is also giving off aura of illusion magic, just in time for the gorilla and these 3 other auras to leap down at the party. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh.
Mage armor, damn it. I probably would
Maybe
have had a
something
cast.
else.
I'm assuming that anyone that usually has mage armor
Would
has
have it up
on.
before going.
Oh, yeah, I
you would
probably
have
would've
it
had
up
it on.
before
100%.
going on it.
Were we given weapons before we left to go on?
Yes, you
Should we
were
call
given
it?
your weapons before you were going on your scouting mission.
Yay!
Just double
I will
check.
bring you over to the map so that you can roll your initiatives.
Pretty gets a
So
chance.
first it was cats. Now we get to fight. Hey, this seems familiar.
I know, right?
Look, a very familiar map.
It's almost like you've been walking in circles.
Oh god.
No.
Hey, it's like this camp seems familiar.
Great. Oh, hey, Tori.
Hey.
Sorry.
Hey, you're just in time to roll initiative.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
initiative. Did I join?
Whoa.
It says, oh, perfect timing. You're entering combat. Oh, good.
And I will show the one gorilla.
Where in the
See.
world did you get that picture from?
Literally, I didn't even search it on Google Images. I literally just pulled it right out of the Roll20 search engine.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Have we, like, not moved at all?
Oh, that's right. You've seen us just on this.
Yeah.
we've been
So
traveling for
just
like
real quick, catching it up. The party got interrogated by the Knights of the Scale.
Cool.
Found that some of the accusations were had no base to them. And if the party would be willing to work with the knights, then they will be offered some leniency for their quote unquote crimes. To which it has now been about 4 weeks, 2.5 of which have been you guys traveling with the Knights of the Scale.
Cool.
Some of the crimes being existing.
And now we're fighting a gorilla?
Yeah.
Well, people, I guess.
Illusion gorillas.
There's a bunch of illusion bullshit going on, and a gorilla. Rolled a natural 20 on his initiative.
Great.
Why are we fighting a gorilla?
Because
Why
it's
is it-
magic.
Why is it fighting us?
It's a magic monkey.
One goes first. and the
Magic
other
Monkey
one
is my
goes
stage name.
last.
That's a good one.
Okay. Zaris, what's your dex mod?
+3.
So the knights
I'm
are
gonna
on our
reconnect.
side.
My Discord
Yeah.
is being bad.
This is Roy and Stella.
So don't attack them.
No.
Don't do
Okay.
that. Or else we will all be put under arrest again and it won't be fun.
But, okay.
No buts. No buts. Don't hit the knights.
Oh, but good news. The guy that Zaris and Vanya attacked survived.
I also had hit him. Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
you too. He lived. He has a super
Good news,
grudge,
he's alive.
and he's been causing shit on the trip.
Talking shit.
So
Yeah.
if we
Was Roy.
accidentally hit him,
He's not here with us right now.
I know, but ever in the future.
That we know of.
Okay. Rowan, you would be actually closer because you kicked the body that wasn't there,
Yeah.
and Roy
That's
would
fine.
actually be right here. All right, there we go. Cool.
It's a big ass monkey.
That's what she
Yes. So,
I can't tell how big
Zaris,
this
you
monkey.
are the only one not surprised because you looked up and saw the monkeys, so you can act on this first round.
I wonder what he'll do.
Oh, I guess I'll do some Eldritch Blasts.
What a surprise.
All right. Both of those will hit for 11 points of damage.
Knocking him back 20 feet.
Yep. So as the gorilla goes leaping forward towards Stella, the other knight, it gets pushed back 20 feet. All right, hold on. I need to zoom out a bit more. I was crazy zoomed in and can't see what 20 feet was. All right, there we go. All the way back there.
Go chase it, Rowan.
I will be.
Sorry. Giving
So
you a
that's your
hard
turn then.
yeah, that's pretty much all I can do.
Is it my Discord that's so terrible that I'm having a hard time hearing Joe?
Yep.
Okay.
Everybody else can hear me?
I hear you fine.
Okay.
It's just Mike.
It must
Mike's
be your Discord or
Maybe
internet.
his Discord again.
Oh, it's not the internet, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, connection to his computer, internet.
All right. So, you said that was the end of your turn then, Saras?
Yes, I am
All right,
not
cool.
doing anything else.
Perfect. All right. That will bring us to the gorilla's turn. All right. So this one is going to run up here. And actually, I need to make some con saves real quick. Forgot about those.
Fuck.
All right. You also, Zaris, when you hit the gorilla with your spell, you kind of saw Roy kind of snap out of whatever effect was on his head, and you can actually see the illusion aura around Roy get dispelled.
Nice.
So, this one that came running up will now attack Rowan.
What a surprise.
I know, right? It is going to attack you 3 times.
19. Gorilla boy, come at me.
Ooh. First one was an 18. The last one was higher than 19, so that will hit. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as this gorilla just kind of punches you right in the chest. You're able to avoid his bite and his first punch, but the third one got you square in the clavicle. Real hurt.
Yummy.
Much wow.
Quite. All right. Then Zaris, you also see those 3 other illusion auras that are still present come running up next to Stella, the other knight, Ramona, and Vanya. And then each of those ladies are going to get an attack at advantage from the invisible gorillas.
Rude.
Invisible gorillas? This is terrible.
Okay, so the one attacking Stella the Knight misses terribly. The ones attacking Ramona and Vanya both hit. Surprisingly enough, both of them bite you for 11 points of piercing damage.
Hurt.
Oh, jeez. I
Are
don't
they
like
not
my
invisible anymore?
They are not invisible anymore after the first attack.
A lot of gorillas.
That's a lot of gorillas, yeah.
It's monkey madness.
Why am I red? I don't like this.
Why?
Yeah, by the way, welcome back, Tori. Perfect timing for this.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Oh, you're surrounded by monkeys.
By the way, yeah.
All right. And then those gorillas are then going to make 2 more attacks against each of you. Although I'll say that the one on the end next to Vanya is going to throw one of those attacks at Zaris.
I'm gonna die.
So here comes the monkey fists.
Giggity or phrasing?
I'm gonna guess I'm not wearing my mage armor.
You are.
You are wearing your mage
Yes.
armor.
Oh, thank
See,
goodness.
he has assumed mage
All
armor.
right. So Stella gets hit twice. Ramona, you only get hit once for 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Vanya, you get hit for 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
And Zaris, you get hit for 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hellish rebuke.
That was.
All right.
Oh wait, that's not that. I'm thinking the other thing.
What's up?
My reaction. Is that hellish rebuke?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that should be a reaction, not one action.
Okay, yeah. I was saying it's an action. So.
Yeah.
And you said 11
All
damage, right?
Yes, 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And then the gorilla did fail its save. So it will take the full 19. However, as it erupts in flames, you do notice that it doesn't seem to affect it that much. All right. Josh, die roll.
Alright. Alright.
That
Is
doesn't
that
sound
really good or really bad?
I don't know how to
Surprisingly, really good.
Really? Oh, okay.
I know.
First try too. That's crazy.
First try.
That never
I know.
happened.
You
Yeah,
finally
by the
reduced
way,
it.
he rolled a 1d100 and rolled a 1.
Yep.
God.
Oof.
Which means really good things are about to happen. Yeah.
We're all
I
dead.
don't like the sound of this.
Or the allies.
Just gotta move this a bit.
Yep.
Alright, right there. Vanya,
Alright,
what's your
cool.
dex mod?
My dex mod's +4.
Alright, moving it a little bit more. Okay.
All right, Rowan, it's your turn.
Great.
I don't want to know what all that meant.
That was a weird question.
It means something goes after Vanya.
No, really. I'm gonna move here. Boop.
All right, you'll get an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
going to bite at you. And it's going to hit, dealing 14 points of piercing damage. As it bites your leg as you kind of do like, you kind of try to do like this cool like backflip kind of thing, but then it just bites you in the leg and you kind of fall down like, ow, fuck! And then kind of scramble back to the point you were trying to get to.
Rude monkey. I'm going to punch this one.
My hero.
Punch. Yeah, okay. Punchy. 16.
16 will hit.
I will also spend Uno Kyo Pointo for Stunning Strike.
Okay.
These are fucking gorillas, so this thing not having a high constitution would be confusing, but...
Real quick, do you want to be giant?
Wow. I rolled a 14.
You rolled a
So-
14?
Total, yeah.
Oh. So he's done?
He is stunned.
Woo!
Yay.
And yes, make me big. I want to be big. Alright, well you can at least run away from that one. Alright, so, and then
There's
I
nowhere
will...
I can run to.
Your first
Hang-
attack.
Yeah, and then my second attack, I'm gonna punch this one. Punch. 17. I'm guessing if 16 hits, 17 hits.
Oh, surprisingly enough, it misses.
Really?
Just kidding.
Oh, this is mean. Like, I'll spend
Weirdly,
another-
these indistinguishable gorillas don't all have the same AC. No, they do.
I'll spend another key point and I'll stunning strike again.
Does anybody else also wish to be giant?
I rolled really well,
Yeah, I'm guessing he succeeds.
so it is not stunned.
Okay. In anger, I punch him again. Punch. And I will put a sneak attack on that one because he has an enemy within 5 feet of him. Stella. 1.
Yeah, that whopping 1 damage.
Damage.
It's one less damage he had.
1 less HP for him.
Yes.
And that's my turn.
All right, great. Vanya, it is your turn.
Alright, I am going to start by casting Zephyr Strike because I don't want to be here.
Good plan. Good plan.
I don't want to be here.
Not after what happened with Josh, no.
I'm gonna move here. Just-
Great, over here. This is gonna be fun.
Run really far away, yeah.
as far away as I can. And then.
Okay, bye, Vanya.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Bye, Shoshana.
And then I would like to shoot this gorilla up here. Are these normal gorillas or are these magic gorillas?
You don't know. You assume they're normal gorillas. Although they were just invisible a moment ago.
So
I think it's because if it's a beast, you get like.
yeah,
buffed, right?
I'm
That's
I'm
why.
asking if it's my favorite
That's why?
enemy.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your player thinks they're beasts, but mechanically, you don't do more damage to it. That makes sense? The vital spot that you would usually be striking is not vital for these specific creatures.
So no bonuses.
So no bonus.
Okay.
Look like your favorite beast, but they are not.
Yep. But you do get an extra D8 of force.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, look at us go. A 1 and a 2.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Mm, how high is this little ledge right here?
Just ignore the ledge. There's not actually a ledge.
There's not a ledge? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I get another 30 feet of movement, so I'm just gonna keep running over here.
Sounds good.
I'm done.
All right. Gosh.
I am checking one thing super quick. That's what I thought. Okay, cool.
I don't
All
like
right.
that.
Well, that's
So
good for
everyone,
us.
you don't notice anything at first, except Vanya. You notice right next to you a creature seemingly step out of thin
Hey!
Hey.
Hey, dude.
just look at you and just like give you a slight nod
Nod back.
or moving right here. And you watch as he
No man.
draws a sword from his hilt. But wait,
A flaming sword?
no, but it does glow bright light.
No, put it away.
Is it sunlight?
It's not sunlight. And then he attacks twice.
Everett's so glad to see that token.
Still makes me sad.
Okay.
And is definitely gonna be using some
Stuff and things.
extra damage. It would be
Oh. Thanks.
Why does it sound like
Holy
he's having
fuck.
that?
yeah.
I'm assuming that was from the
Yes.
first attack and
No,
half
those
of that.
both together. Yes. Yeah, half and half.
Okay. So,
Or Mike.
as mysterious Stray 4 shows up, he whips out, is it a long sword or a great sword?
It's a longsword.
A long sword, and does 2 quick strikes with it. Just kind of flash bright with holy energy. The first one, the gorilla just like freaks out, like but before it can was slicing right through. It just like barely touches the neck of the gorilla, but like the flash of light almost like extend the blade and decapitate the gorilla.
Nice. And just a heads up, Mike, you are glitching.
Lagging
Mike,
out
restart.
Bad.
Yeah.
That one, because that was my turn.
Uh-oh.
It'll take him a second to catch up.
Yeah.
Gorilla body start
God.
to.
Oh no.
Right.
The second phase starts because this is a Dark Souls game. No, I'm just kidding.
Of course it's a Dark Souls boss.
Disconnect.
Mike,
reconnect real
restart.
quick.
Oh no.
My bad.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
Oh,
So the gist of what I
fuck.
got there is that person attacked twice, go boom.
Yeah, I was trying to be cool by describing what it looked like. You like your sword struck it, and flash of light went flying out. And then the second strike, as it reeled back from the weight of the first one, just kind of nicks its throat, but the holy energy just kind of like cuts through the rest of the neck and decapitates the gorilla.
Yeah.
And then you all watch the gorilla's body start to shift and become a much more demonic-looking gorilla, dead on the ground.
Sweet.
Explains the illusion magic.
Good. Stay that way, you stupid gorilla.
Are they all illusion
All right.
magic?
Is that the end?
Yes, it is.
All right. Amity,
he
it's your
disappears.
Neat. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and move her. Eh.
I hate my
And
spell.
then she'll cast Shatter, trying to get like these two dudes.
all right.
At 3rd level.
It also shatters through the trunk of a tree that goes falling behind them.
I got really scared and thought you were gonna say shatters through Ramona.
I thought she was gonna. I was like, oh no.
All right. They both saved, so they will take 12 points of damage.
Worth it.
All right.
And yeah, that's her.
Oh, were you gonna move?
She'd moved already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have something you can do as a bonus action?
Not really at the moment. I can use my reaction
That's
from my
what I thought.
arcane ward, but
That's what I thought. Okay. Ramona, your turn.
Hi. I was gonna
Huh?
make the
Big.
I was gonna, but I'm in more danger, so I gotta be safe first.
Oh,
I'm sorry, buddy.
big.
If you, next round, don't worry about it. I'm going to cast Thunder Wave at 2nd level, and I'm gonna use Heighten spell so that I'm hitting both the dudes in front of me. Well, I mean, I'm doing that
Sure.
regardless if I heighten it, but yeah,
Heightened, is that the one that makes it more, or
disadvantage.
the one that makes it disadvantage? That's what I need to know.
Yes, I will click the thing too. Boop.
Cool. One of them succeeded. I'm gonna say it was the not stunned guy that succeeded.
You are
The
very
stunned
kind.
guy gets thrown back 15.
Oh no, opposite of what I want. Anyway,
Was it 15?
sorry. No, it's 10 feet. The one I'm trying to get away from. Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, it made more sense that the stunned guy would fail.
I agree completely.
On the inside, though, she's seething.
No, I'm just really spooked. It's fine. That's all I got. I should have made you big.
All right, you gonna move it all?
No. As much as I want to.
All right, I'm reconnecting.
Oh no. Because it can hit me if I move, so I don't want to move.
All right.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm staying here.
What is it about combat that Discord decides to drop during?
This doesn't like you.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe I should move. But where?
You can risk it for the biscuit. Remember, this ledge isn't a ledge, so you can stand on that
Yeah.
ledge. Quotation marks.
Plus, if I don't move, I feel like there's gonna be 2 more right beside me.
Probably safer bet to just
Oh.
attempt that an opportunity attack.
Try
But
and
it's you.
move, yeah. No, I agree. I'm gonna do that.
Return.
Oh,
We will.
no,
Oh,
no,
God.
you couldn't
Oh no,
hear
Mike,
me.
no!
I guess I'm staying.
Like,
I don't know why it hates a combat so much.
and
I think it just hates Mike.
Probably.
fucking reconnect again, even though I just did it.
I feel so bad.
Oh god.
Hear me now.
Yeah.
Hello.
Did you hear me last minute change my mind to move?
No, I didn't.
Oof,
Moving.
okay. He can swipe at me and I'm gonna hope I don't die.
All right. Go ahead and move.
Over here. Hi, Amity.
Finally, you
Hello.
are at full health.
It does hit you and deals 16 points of piercing damage.
16?
Ooh.
No!
Are you
I'm
unconscious?
Am I
Oh
back?
shit!
Oh.
Well,
I had
Freed.
15.
Do the thing.
You had full
Now-
health at the start of this fight.
Yes, we all had full health.
And I've been
Yeah.
hit like 3 times.
Yeah.
She's just a wee lass.
I has no health, guys.
Never mind. Ignore that.
Even at max.
all right. Before I start, hear me.
Yes.
Yes.
For now.
Okay, good. Because like it started cutting out for me a second ago, so I wanted to make sure.
We hear you for now.
All right.
Hear you at the moment.
Roy is going to join Stella running around the demon corpse of this gorilla and attack this other gorilla.
Get him, Roy.
Stella.
Oh.
Wow.
Did they miss terribly?
Enough. All right. Bring us over to Zephyr.
Right. Spot right now, so I'm not gonna move. And my main action, do some. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Where? Okay, if I can read my spell list, there we go. When entangle centered on those two gorillas. Is 20-foot square is exactly what they're in.
Yeah. All right.
A strength. Make a DC 16 strength save.
All right. Let me just check something real quick.
And still, it'll be difficult terrain if they do.
All right. And one of them is stunned, which means he automatically fails.
Hey.
Just love stunning strike.
So fun.
And then the other one has to make a strength saving throw. What's the DC?
16.
16? Alright. Alright. It succeeded.
It's difficult terrain for him.
Well, luckily he doesn't have to move.
Nope.
I like how you guys keep on piling on all these different effects onto the stunned guy. Well, the one next to
Because
him is
why
the real
not?
threat.
Listen, that one fucking gorilla will do nothing.
Yeah, he ain't doing anything.
Apparently, yeah. Alright.
Bonus action. Do right.
Alright. And that is going to bring us over to Xeris, unless you would like to move.
I would like to stay where I am because I'm in a good spot.
Alright, Xeris, your turn.
I'm going to send 2 Eldritch Blasts to that one, and I'm assuming I'm at disadvantage since this monkey's right
You
at me.
are. All right, the ladder will hit.
Get it pushed back 10 feet.
Trying to get it away from her. And sorry, Rowan. Chase it.
Nah, the guards are there. I'm going for the other one. Chase it, like throw a gorilla. Go get it.
All right,
Well, yeah, that's what I do.
He has to be.
the gorilla's turn. This one is just gonna hang right back and is going to
Damn it.
attack Rowan. Actually, she's gonna attack each of the conscious people once,
Come at me, gorilla.
and it is going to attack recklessly to give itself advantage.
Never mind,
how-
gorilla. I lied.
Downside is all melee attacks against it will have advantage until its next turn.
Thanks.
So punch towards Roy, hits. Punch towards Stella, hits, and bite at Rowan
Oh, of course.
is a crit.
I'll go ahead and use my arcane ward for that.
Okay.
Rude.
I'd rather
I didn't
not.
even roll that well on the crit damage though.
That's okay.
All right. So what?
D&D players get very scared of the word crit, Mike. Okay.
I know.
They do.
It is up to, I believe, 18 hit points.
18. All right.
I can absorb.
Then your ward takes 14 points of damage.
Okay.
Woo!
Stella also takes 14 points of damage. And Roy takes 12.
Be surprised if these things have more than 30 HP.
Stella is not looking too good.
Stella!
Stella!
I've been waiting for it.
We all had the same idea.
Yeah.
Josh?
Nothing.
Oh, you're not even gonna roll for it?
Nope, I know nothing happens this turn.
Okay.
No.
I didn't say
It's not
HP.
ominous at all.
He's just omnipotent there.
Omnipotent?
Yes, you're allowed.
I mean, it is my job to know everything happening.
Crunch. Rowan, it is your
Crunch, crunch.
turn.
I'm a punch it.
Oh, that's you doing too.
I know.
Oh god, that's funny. Okay.
Punch. Punch. You,
They both hit.
sneak attack.
Alright.
Is it looking fucked up?
It looks pretty fucked up after those 2 attacks, yes.
Punch.
Alright.
Yeah, that's my turn.
It is looking bad, but still alive. Vanya, it is your turn.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to put my Slayer's Prey on the one that Rowan was just punching,
Alright.
and then I'm gonna shoot it.
Get him!
Okay.
Well, while she's shooting, quick question, Mike. Did the monkey near Zaris attack him?
Oh yeah, it did. I guess I didn't roll for that. My
Yeah,
bad.
you never did. So after this
Whoops.
round.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Cool. Just being fair.
Alright, Vanya, your arrow strikes true and kills that gorilla right there.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Teamwork, teamwork.
And just like that one, that gorilla seems to meld into a slightly more demonic looking gorilla.
Gross. That's my turn.
Alright. And then backing up a couple seconds, 3 attacks going at Zaris.
It's alright. Just try and mute next time if you can.
And now I could get to my butt.
I figured.
It is going to bite you, Zaris. And then it's going to try and punch you twice. The first time misses. The second one looks like it's going to hit, but then the buffer of your mage armor protects you. So, you only take 12 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
Alright, and then fast forwarding back up to the mysterious stranger.
Nomad, if you
Alright.
will.
You guys don't know that yet.
I never asked for his name.
Yep.
He just walks right here and just reaches down and actually grabs Ramona's arm and heals her for 30 hit points.
It's nice.
Ew.
Thank you.
The mysterious stranger used super potion. Boop, 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 boop.
Mr. Perfect.
Trophy used heal.
I have a new hero now. It's fine.
And then as a bonus action, looks out at the gorilla in front of him and curses him.
The stunned one?
Oh, actually, he wouldn't be stunned anymore. That was.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
But
it would be.
it's still restrained though.
Let me.
So you're cursing
make
the
sure, like-
restrained one.
Yep.
All right. Is there
It's poor gorilla.
There's
is
nothing
there a
with it right
save
now.
on that? Okay. Cool.
Fun enough. He could make
Amity.
a strength check to free itself.
Well, on his turn he can. Yes.
Okay.
I spelled that wrong. You get the idea.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Is there like a visual effect to that, Josh, that you would like to describe?
Actually, there is. I'm just gonna make sure that it's actually. So you guys would actually see him reach out, whisper something under his breath, and then the fun flavor with this is you hear like a clock strike, like almost like the time has come.
The time has come.
Yep. And then there's
Oh,
like a
keep in mind in the back.
yeah, and then but there's actually like a swirl of shadow. Yep.
Cool.
Oh, keep in mind in
Oh.
the background, Zephyrs just has this totem planted in the ground, and you just hear what sounds like Maori chanting overlaid with tube and throat singing.
All right, Amity is your turn.
Sweet. I'm gonna magic missile the one on Zar at a second level.
All right.
Don't hit
Roll
me.
that 44 plus 4.
Woo.
You say don't hit me
Yes.
with the magic missile spell?
Well, I don't know.
That
How
has
that
to be
spell
fractal.
works?
The spell that automatically hits the target?
Once again, I don't know how that spell works. Very new to D&D.
Oh,
Using
okay.
misfire rules, like my last DM.
I thought you were saying like as a character you wouldn't know. I'm like, I think
No, as
Zaris
a
would know.
player, I'm an idiot.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
Yeah, it just automatically hits the target, Joe. You're good.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
The one
you,
spell you literally can't miss with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Amity casts a spell, and then 4 magic bolts come flying at you, Zaris, and then just seem to like separate around you, and then collide. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Did you want to move at all?
Yeah, she'll back up a little more, I suppose, and then we'll enter.
All right. Ramona, you are conscious and prone.
Oh hi, I'm gonna get up.
Run away.
Don't worry, I'm way ahead of you. I'm gonna run away. Over here. Hi, Amity.
Come down to our corner.
And
Safe
then
space.
I'm gonna cast Enlarge on my monk friend.
Make me big.
Whoop.
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking about twinning it on the dude that
Meow.
killed me.
He doesn't need any
You
help.
don't know, but then I was like, no, I'll just make a bigger target for the gorillas. That's all I got.
Pick on someone your own size. All right. All right. As you reach your enlarged size, Roy and Stella look up at you like, "The fuck is going on?" Whatever, and then just kind of runs past your giant leg to attack this one over here.
Also, make my monster grow. Okay.
Is that a Rita reference?
And they kill this one too,
Yay.
leaving just the restrained one.
I guess you didn't really need to make me big. Oh well, it's
Look,
fun.
I want to feel helpful, okay?
All right, Zephyr, your turn. You're doing your chanting and whatnot.
So yeah, totem. Fuck. There we go, Discord. Totem planted in the ground, the chanting and throat singing happening. To. Fucking hell, why are you all in the way?
Sorry, God.
Jesus Christ. I just noticed you are all like right over there. I'm gonna go over here. Fucking thorn whip his ass. Still concentrating on the entangle.
Yep.
Those
Uh,
double ones.
You would have advantage because he's restrained.
Repeat that.
You have advantage because he's restrained.
Did I cut out again?
No.
No, my
No,
speaker's
it's-
muted now.
His
Oh.
messing up now.
Weird. All right, yeah, you would have had advantage, so roll again. That'll hit. Still gonna take the 4 damage though. And then I would like you to make a wisdom check against your own spell save DC.
Come on, speaker. Why are you prioritizing my?
All right. I'll just roll for him, seeing how he's having technical difficulties.
Aha.
So, seeing how it's a check versus own DC, I'm just going to roll. Oh, he got it. All right, cool.
I think he's okay.
Then the gorilla gets pulled out of its restraints and is right next to him.
I just remembered I got up from prone, so I'm only here actually.
Okay.
I'm like, join us.
I'm assuming that's all you want to do on your turn, Zephyr. So that will bring us to Zaris.
Eldritch Blast.
Blast.
No
Blast.
longer disappear.
Blast.
That damage, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It still hits,
Really?
and it
Fuck
still
you, roll
misses.
20. Fuck you.
So funny.
Oof.
I
Wow.
love when that happens.
That's hilarious.
Mm,
I can just pull him back.
No need. He runs back. going to bite at you and then punch twice at the mysterious stranger.
I need AC, motherfucker. I realize Bulgarians have like the highest hit.
Yep, roll the 21.
Like, fuck you out.
So you take 12 points of piercing damage. Do either of those hit you, Josh? I know you can see them.
Not even close.
I was
okay.
gonna say.
I didn't think so, but I thought I'd check.
Yeah, always worth checking.
Yeah. Alright. That is the last gorilla's turn. Which brings us to Large Rowan.
Yeah! I jump over mysterious stranger. Pew
Yeah.
Technically, you could probably just step over him.
I know, but it looks cooler for me to like flip over him. Giant Rowan, like yo,
You go to flip over him,
and
and
then hit a tree.
you
No.
yeah you hit a tree branch. Luckily though, you're so big it just breaks the tree branch and doesn't slow your trajectory at all. And you
She moved out of my range. I'd like to attack her. I'm just kidding.
I have a question. It says that in the enlarged thing, it's like the target's weapons also grow to match its size, and technically my fists are my weapons. Do they get the extra D4?
I mean, your fists are bigger now.
Cool!
Hooray! I'm helping.
I punch it.
Alright. That will hit.
And I will punch it again.
That will also hit.
I don't know if the last one's gonna miss, so sneak attack, and then punch it again.
Okay. All 17s, nice.
Is it dead?
Well, roll your additional 3d4.
I think they're already in there, because I have it set to...
Oh, you did? Oh, you did?
Yeah, I have.
Oh.
I made a little thing called big, and
Okay.
I click it on when I'm big, so they have all the
I
numbers
love it.
there.
I love it.
Nice. That's cool. Alright. Then 22, 32, 37.
Is it dead?
It is still alive.
God damn it! That's just rude.
Seems
Not
to
bad,
put
though.
rain at least.
You should be almost dead. Vanya, do the thing!
It is looking a lot worse now. And Vanya, it's your turn.
I'm gonna move my Slayer's Prey to the one that's still alive, and then I'm gonna shoot it with my bow.
Alright.
Oh, somehow don't hit it. I'm gonna be annoyed.
Josh,
That
am I one
is-
away?
That's always good.
Josh,
that
am I
is
one
a-
away?
No.
That is exactly how much damage you needed to kill it.
Yay!
Yep. That's why I was laughing. I was like, I did one less damage, just smite.
I figured it either had to be I hit it or I was one shy. I couldn't tell which laugh that was.
Yeah.
No,
But
it was,
I-
My
giggling.
goddamn.
it was the exact damage. And that one too turns into its demonic true form.
Pretty will stop the Tubin Maori chanting.
That will take us out of combat. Which Roy immediately says, "What the fuck were those things?"
Examine these to see what the fuck they are.
Sure, make a religion check.
God damn you, roll 20, you fucking close my character sheet.
Zaris would be curious too.
Yeah, whoever would like can roll religion checks.
Come on.
Yeah, I will.
See, I roll good on the pointless shit every fucking time.
When you're not
I wouldn't
needed to
say
be
this is pointless.
needed
No,
for
it's
plot.
like when I need, important rolls to protect me from shit. That's when I roll like crap. But just,
Right.
random,
You roll-
just curious about something.
you
Oh,
roll
look,
like
great
shit.
roll.
When you're in combat and when you'll need to save.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
fucking annoying.
All right. Zaris and Rowan, you are able to identify these creatures as demons, specifically a type of bruiser like demon called a Barlgra. Zephyr, they look like fiendish creatures. Vanya, those are some weird looking apes.
It's a weird looking monkey.
I
Do
tell
I
everybody.
need to try and gather up arrows?
At the end of a combat, you just automatically get back half the arrows you shot.
Cool.
We would just assume that you would go grab your arrows.
Yeah.
It's what they did for me. Just assume that you can, unless otherwise specified.
Yeah. Like we'll specify that you don't get like any arrows back. Like if you were like fighting like an ooze or something that will just like absorbs your arrows and destroys them.
Okay.
Yeah, but
unless you somehow have a magic item that retrieves all arrows.
Or just a magic item that gives you infinite arrows.
Do I become little me again?
Yes, after a minute.
Right before that happens, can I go stand over Stella and Roy like, haha, I'm bigger?
These things certainly were bad news, and there's probably more of them in these forests.
I mean, if they're...
Stella's just like, but why are demons in this forest?
I'm gonna try something.
Why is anything in this forest?
Remember when we found a tomb to a, dead?
Can I?
Yeah, but that could have just been like a powerful cultist to the Cloakstone. These are fucking demons. They're not supposed to be here.
Sometimes it goes hand in hand.
Maybe
I
we're
mean,
not supposed to be
what
here.
is here? Why are we here too?
Oh God, we're getting going deep.
Why are we?
Can we not get into an existential crisis right
I
now?
wasn't getting into that.
Zaris, you just get like a squinty glare from Stella.
Mike, I'm gonna try something.
What are you trying?
Could Zephyr determine whether or not these were native to the area or not? Like, if these have been living here and have some sort of connection to the woods themselves?
Make a survival check.
Right.
This is like checking the exterior of the demon creatures for like traces of foliage and dirt and whatnot.
Whether or not they have been living here.
It is to see how long they've been in the forest.
Would I be able to help him?
Sure.
I would like to check the bodies for anything on them or any like marks or anything as well.
Okay, make an investigation check.
And while they're doing all that, I'm gonna walk up to Ramona and hand her a potion of healing and say, "Here, you're probably gonna need this more than I will."
Y'all can find the herbs. I can make more of those.
I didn't know we had any of that stuff on us.
We had our inventory, right?
Not the magical stuff.
Not the magic
stuff.
stuff.
So we don't have those?
I just assumed that did not include our potions.
Well then, never mind.
You could find this stuff.
I was about to say, where the fuck did you get a potion?
Giggity.
And
Do you
I will
really
make
want
it.
to know?
All right.
Somewhere the guards never thought to look.
Strike that
Rowan, what are you looking for specifically?
I was just checking if they had like anything like physically like items or anything on them or like any defining like marks or like branding, that kind of stuff. Just checking the bodies. A good old once over.
Sure. You find kind of like a thick scar in them. Like each of them has one. You think it's probably more of like a brand, except they're demons, so brands don't really work that well against them. And it's not in the same spot on each of them, but it is like a scar that vaguely looks like a fanged like smiling mouth, but it's very rough, really hard to tell. Zephyr, you're unable to really tell how long they've they've been in the forest. Mysterious stranger, however, I'm assuming you're checking for the same thing with your survival check?
Yep.
You could tell that these demons have been in the area, can't be more than a couple of days.
Are we able?
I would have originally assumed.
Yeah.
Is there anything recognizable about this weird scar brand thing?
Yeah, I
Make
was gonna say the same thing.
As you kind of like point the scar mark to everyone, and anyone that would like to can make a religion check.
Average so far. Damn, Rowan.
Double that 20s. You say average, and I say what?
All right. Most of you have no idea what this fucking symbol would mean. Rowan, in your 20 plus years of being a follower of the Dawnfather, you've gotten the chance to look into some very deep texts on demons, and you can tell from this mark that this is the mark of a demon that is under the leadership of a specific demon prince. However, you don't remember. You it's like you're right on the edge of it.
On the tip of my tongue.
Almost like it was like you need one more.
Almost like my DC was the DC was 25.
Yeah.
Of course it
None
was.
of us has guidance.
It was DC was 20 to figure out if it was like to tell if it was they worked for a demon prince or like from fucking cultists or something. The 25 was to tell you which demon prince.
Almost as if one of us could have given you guidance, but
Everyone rolled. So.
Yeah, everyone rolled.
Yeah.
So
That would have been a hard choice there.
all right. Do you say this aloud
Almost everyone rolled.
about your demon prince theory?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'll let them know.
Roy is
can't-
just like,
Can't remember the name.
fucking demon princes? What is this shit? What is this hellscape that we've showed up on? What?
Say
Ah!
here.
Roy, keep in mind,
He could.
I'm
this
just gonna
demon
reiterate
prince
the
is
translation
very
of
much
Bazaar to them. That this is called
So
that.
translate.
The Fields of Joy.
This is supposed to be
Like
called the
fields of bullshit.
Right, the demon prince is probably nowhere near us. All right, these are just minions. Calm down.
In my
Hopefully.
mind, Roy is played by Bill Paxton.
Yes.
Game
Absolutely.
over, man! Game over!
The role of Stella is played by Sylvester Stallone.
What?
Why? I doubt there is a demon prince wandering these woods. It would be very, very odd.
Quite, and I think that he probably would have been at least around his giant demon gorilla friends here, so I think everything's fine. But we should probably get back to the group and let them know what we found. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's a very good assumption.
Okay. Turn
From this
around and
point
look at
on-
our mysterious stranger.
From this point on, Zaris is going to keep detect magic up, just as a precaution, looking for more monkeys or other demonic things.
Sure, you just keep spamming that spell because you can.
Yeah, like
cast
every
it
Like
at
couple
once.
minutes. Because why
Oh
not?
yeah, man.
Spamming the key.
Because I can.
He's like
I know-
spamming one.
I know how it is. I used to play a character that was really good friends with his horse and could speak, and he had the invocation that let him speak to animals at will. So he would just keep on casting that spell as they were
nice.
talking.
Nice.
We
All right.
just gonna
So,
keep moving.
I'm just gonna look over at our mysterious friend who's
Did-
still there, I
did-
take it?
I don't know. His token disappeared, Josh.
I still see it.
No, he's by the
I
fire.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that fire's not really there.
Well, on the map, so you could find him.
Okay. Okay.
Are you following us now?
I'm
Very
okay
quick.
with it if he is.
2.5 weeks.
Oh.
Following us for 2.5 weeks.
By the way, we never got your name.
We didn't.
Who or what are you?
May I ask your name?
You may.
You're still trying.
I know.
What is your name?
Douche. Only lasts
Oh.
a minute, but I'm still big.
Sorry, I'll put you back down to size.
You know what? I'm gonna get the one that lets me increase the time of things.
Be big for
Anyway.
like an hour.
It only doubles it. Anyway.
It's just like looking at everybody, circling him now.
Who
Well, I'm
or
talking
what
to
are
him,
you?
so-
You've
Yeah,
been
I asked him
following
what
us
his
for
name
2.5
is.
weeks.
I am a half elf.
That's obvious. We can tell you're a half elf.
Wow.
Your name?
You asked what I was.
What is your name?
What do you do and what is your name?
Excuse me, construct.
I'm a person.
I am trying to respond to the tiefling. And he looks back at you, Zaris. Says, most people call me Nomad.
He's gonna show up. I knew he was gonna show up in this campaign.
Yeah, it's nice to have a name. And now he starts to get nervous.
So I just dropped my phone and like flipped over and smacked on my desk. Thank God for second glass.
Sammy just sits on a stump behind him.
Well, he would be sitting on the ground.
Are you planning on just following us until a certain point, or what's happening?
I got curious.
Are we just that interesting?
No.
And the guards aren't responding to this at all. just
Roy's
curious.
over there having an existential crisis.
Yeah.
I know, but I thought there might have been more.
Roy is kind of like rocking back and forth on the ground, like 10 feet away. Stella is listening attentively.
We'll go and give Roy therapy.
Are you planning on returning with us to our camp, or you're just gonna continue following us in the shadows?
I don't know if I'm welcomed in your camp.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest.
Stella asks, "Why wouldn't you be welcome?"
Fair. Y'all charged me with the crime of just existing.
Most civilizations have problems with me.
So you're not an enemy of civilization, just estranged from it.
Yes.
Well,
I prefer the company of the forests and the open plains and high peaks.
are you a follower of the Wild Mother? I saw you channel some pretty powerful divine magic.
I am, yes.
Well, the Wild Mother and the Lawbearer do get along pretty well. Two sides of the coin, one would say.
Yet y'all still try to arrest me.
Yours was less of an arrest. It was more of an acquisition, from what I gathered.
Acquisition. I am a person. You could call
So
that
you say, but you're still made out of stone and wood.
Yeah, we can have a philosophical debate about this later.
Look, I'm not saying it's my personal belief. I'm just that's what I kind of got like around the scuttlebutt.
Actually, I am quite interested in this conversation.
Could we maybe go
Okay.
have this conversation back with the rest of the group
Please.
so that we don't?
Are you worried about the dangers of the forest?
Yes.
Yep.
Kind of attacked by were-tigers and then these guys, so...
You were
Then that
attacked by the
ruin-
tigers because you interrupted their homeland.
That's fair.
Well, there seem to be a lot of homelands around here, so
There
This
are.
place kind of looks familiar.
Cyrus is still
Much of the
checking the
forest
tree
looks
line.
the same when you look at it from above.
The lore excuse for why we're on the same map.
Tell
And
me,
also-
Tiefling.
oh, sorry, never mind. Continue.
You asked for my name. What's yours?
My name is Zaris.
Interesting name. Fitting. And the construct?
My name is Zephyr, and I am a person.
Hi, I'm Zephyr, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Poor Nestor's getting picked on Mondays and Wednesdays.
In the company of a drow, nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad that the
Very
canopies
weird.
of the trees don't help with your vision.
It would be nice.
And what's your name?
Why should I tell you?
You don't have to.
Your armory is showing.
Still suspect of new people, Joe. Jeez. I must be nice to every single person I meet, or I am my half-orc other character.
Well, I mean, no.
Still have to ask. My name is Rowan. I'm being bullied. I'm gonna be over here.
I said that out of character, in all honesty.
That could be.
I need to be big to feel good about myself.
How would Zaris know about armory? That's why I said it out of character.
I know, don't worry.
You don't have to tell me your name if you don't want to.
It's fine. I was more just curious as to, how you would react. But my name is Rowan, cousin.
He thinks about it for a little while, before nodding his head and turning toward... Your name?
I'm Ramona. Thanks for getting me back up. And removing the curse earlier.
You said I removed a curse.
This is true. Am I gonna turn into a cat?
No, I removed the curse.
I believe that is the concept of fucking with you.
I was gonna say I would have been a cat by now if
Yeah, I
was
was gonna say
be
the
a
same.
cat.
It's been 2.5 weeks. You would have been one by now.
It's been a month.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has officially been like a month with y'all. I'm surprised we haven't gotten sick of each other at this point.
Well, technically, it's been more like a month and a half because of those
Yeah.
2 weeks at sea.
True.
Details.
We can officially say we're no longer acquaintances at this point.
We're friends.
Are we, though?
Lee acquaintances.
Oh.
mean-
Well, I see
I mean,
how it is.
I mean, Zephyr considers you a friend. You're the one person who doesn't judge him.
I like your runes because I also have runes.
Also, he respects
Wow.
Rowan. Also, he respects Rowan because Drow and Warforged
We
do not
different.
Why are you referring to yourself in the third person? Is this one of your construct things?
Amy's writing notes.
And the two of you, what are your names?
Well, hi, I'm Amity. Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic.
Vanya.
Nomad's actually an AA counselor who's been following us.
Notice your progress in the past couple of weeks, and I just have to say,
Adventurers
Your mag-
Anonymous.
Have you found a higher power above you?
welcome to the Wild Mother Recruitment Guild.
No.
It's a pleasure meeting all of you.
It's been enjoyable meeting you.
Has it though?
It's good to see another follower of the Wild Mother.
Yes, it has. Now we
Is
are
there
going to
any-
sit here, or are we going to go back to camp?
I was about to say the same thing.
Back to camp would be nice.
Please.
Also, if you'd like, could you fill us in on any other dangers that are within these forests that we should be aware of?
Do you have 4 months to talk about it?
Probably not.
But where we're going, maybe.
Maybe just the general area?
Yeah, the general area? Like
Maybe
along
just
the
the
path,
important parts.
along the way we're going?
Yeah. So, we've just discovered demons. That's new, by the way. Didn't know that one was out there.
The undead is also probably new.
The undead, definitely new. Don't know when that started happening. There's probably some crazy creatures out there that might attack us that I've come across once or twice in my... And then he, like, counts on his fingers. And then he runs out of fingers. Just, like, starts over. Nope, more than once.
Another one. Like, yeah, makes sense.
Nomad, you would also know that there is a strong Yuan Ti presence to the north.
It's good to
I keep
know.
that to myself.
Okay.
Can I get the sense that he's concerned about something?
I don't know. make an insight check versus Nomad's deception check to see
Good
if he's
luck.
hiding something.
Good luck.
I rolled really
Out
low.
of character, I know this is gonna not go well for me.
How much
I don't
did you
know.
roll, Josh? I'm excited.
I rolled a 4 on the die.
Oh. This is your chance.
Nope.
No, he has like
Nope.
a. Nope, he's probably got
Never
like a
mind.
30.
Plus 30 to deception.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Not a rogue. Or a bard.
Rogue, bard, warlock from the last I checked.
So we're walking then.
Yes.
Yes, I would imagine he's
That's
telling
it.
us it's on the way.
All right. Yes, you
Also-
start making your way back to camp.
I will
you
keep an
didn't-
eye out for things in the woods.
Sure, make a perception
Same.
check.
So is Zaris looking for magic things with his detect magic.
Zephyr will keep an eye out while also giving Roy like some existential like therapy and philosophy advice, like just
God.
And I'm
Push
gonna
it
use
together, man.
guidance.
Rowan,
Because I need it.
as you guys are making your way back to camp, you didn't go that far out because you wanted to stay close to camp. You went like maybe like 2 or 3 hours away from camp, just scouting out.
Real quick, too. Anya, you heal 14 health.
Thanks.
And what you hear, Rowan, as you guys are making your way through the forest, it's a sound that you've gotten kind of used to over the last like week or so. You hear the yips of hyenas that you found are present in this part of the jungle.
Hyenas in the fucking jungle? The hell?
I mean, gnolls
Yeah.
exist.
Actually, gnolls don't exist.
Not
That's
yet.
not a
Here.
that's not a thing in this world.
Not yet.
Not yet, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, you hear like the sound of hyenas. But what does kind of strike you as strange is, you're hearing it now in like the late afternoon, where usually they don't start like going out and like hunting until after dark. So that's a little strange.
Yeah, like I would have heard them more during my like nightly watches than
Exactly. That's why. Yeah, that's why it's more of a familiar thing for you, because you're usually the night watch person with your superior dark vision and whatnot. Um, yeah. You do also notice, and the rest of you start to notice this as well, as you're getting closer to camp. The yips of those hyenas are getting more frequent and also getting a little louder.
I start running.
Is anyone else unnerved by this?
All right, Rowan just starts darting off into the forest.
Where's she going?
Oh no, she's the fastest.
Yeah, we'll catch up.
No, I don't think we will.
Is she the fastest?
Oh,
Look, man.
No,
Of our
man.
group, yes.
I
Don't
don't know
spoil
you.
my fun.
Get out
Of our
here.
group, yes.
Of you?
Part of the
No.
To be fair, Zephyr could at any point just spider climb and start leaping from tree to tree.
So
I
we
mean,
follow.
you wouldn't be faster than just running through the forest, though. It would look cool, but it wouldn't be faster.
Look dope.
I follow.
Me too.
Would also
All right.
follow.
Yep.
Everybody starts following, running after the sprinting form of Rowan as she disappears into the foliage.
Red just keeps walking.
All right. Rowan, you're the first to hear the shouts and the sound of battle going on up ahead as you're making your way close to camp. And as you break through the tree line into the large clearing that the camp has been set up in, you see a very strange sight as all of the knights are currently in a pitched battle with what looks to be hyenas that are standing on their hind legs and wielding weapons.
Hey, are
No.
they gnolls?
Maybe. Thanks, Nestor, for ruining my surprise 5 minutes before I got to it.
I was nice. Go with those.
That's why
Well,
we
maybe-
shouldn't metagame.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't metagame.
Can't help it. I DM and
This
you
is like the Duragar all over again.
You can also just not say things. That's
Yeah, just don't.
I
Where's
can't
the
help
fun
it. I
thing
can't turn
called
off
muting?
DRM mode.
The crawling
can
king
mute
all
your
over
mic.
again.
Oh yeah, or the reveal of the crawling king. That one too, where it fucking brings it up. It's like, motherfuck, wait 20 minutes. God damn it.
Just hold on.
Yeah, but I can't turn off DM mode sometimes.
You can mute your
Try.
mic.
Yeah, you can.
This is true.
Try. You're not the only DM here.
Yeah. So, yep, you see these standing gnolls currently fighting all the Knights of the Scale, and you see a gargantuan gnoll at the far end of the camp that is just sweeping through the area with this giant three-headed flail. You see a couple of knights going one way or the other. The rest of the party catching up to you right at around this point, and that's when you realize you recognize the symbol that was on those Barlgras.
Oh, now I do.
Yep. As now that you see it right in front of you, Yinagu, the beast of butchery, and currently in the process of butchering the Knights of the Scale. And that's where we're going to end it tonight.
Oh, great.
Ah.
Demon Prince.
Yay, we can start with combat next time. Woo!
Yinagu, which I will type out because
Yeah.
the spelling is very strange.
I was gonna say, I can only imagine how this is written out.
Like-
Yeah, that's not at all what I thought.
Oh wait, sorry, there's only one G. My bad.
Oh no, that's definitely what threw me off there.
That was definitely the letter that was wrong.
You know what? I had it until you threw in the extra G, and then I lost it.
I'm starting to feel like you and I listen to the same podcast, Mike.
Why?
Because I was literally listening to a podcast on Knowles a couple days ago.
Oh, I knew that the first Stephen Prince that was going to show up was inaugural a while ago.
Not to say that others are going to show up.
I was gonna say the first.
I was like, yay.
Like, oh,
I mean,
great.
guys, the world's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
What? No way.
It's not like we have.
I mean,
it's not like we.
That's the way I like it. I never get bored.
Oh my god.
No.
Alright, well,
God,
that's it for me,
No.
I have been waiting to use that joke ever since I told Joe the name of the campaign.
I am
Oh
glad you
my
did. I respect that joke.
Okay, I
Spending
think
too
it's
much
I think
time
it's
on
time to revoke your DM privilege.
Mike needs to go
And
to
All right, guys.
This stream
when we
will be
pick up
going on
next
hiatus.
week, everyone's dead.
Time to roll new character.
Wait, reverse, bring Mike back.
I think Mike needs to go to bed.
I'm actually fine. I slept in today.
Nope, you need to go to
Okay.
bed. You need to...
And on that note, I will end the stream
Oh,
here.
man.
Say end the street.
That's a good one right there.
So thank you, me, for watching.
You're welcome.